Big part of that.
The Alliance was born out of basically fear. We had 30 million feet of vacant space out of an inventory of 100 million feet.
December of 1994, the commercial vacancy rate was the highest since the Second World War.
Downtown was one-dimensional, empty on the weekends, pretty depressed.
It was falling apart.
And so a group of us, Bobby Douglas, J.P. Morgan, other owners came together. One of the first things we did when we created the Alliance was to recruit Carl Weisbrod, who had done an incredible job in revitalizing Times Square.
Downtown Alliance was really the first organization that created the notion of transforming older buildings from commercial to residential use.
One of about 20 obsolete downtown office buildings being converted for residential.
And so for the first time, 15, 20 million square feet of antiquated office space started becoming converted to residential use. And suddenly you saw the streets filled with baby carriages. When did you see this before in Lower Manhattan? Honestly, you didn't.
And with a residential boom, new restaurants are moving in, and more shops and a supermarket are expected to come as the demand increases.
We had a free transit system. We had the sanitation people, security forces on the street. And then the tech community started to come down here, and that took hold. Young people thought it was a pretty good deal, and it began to grow.
Downtown Manhattan is both the oldest and newest neighborhood in the city.
And then, of course, 5 years from the time we started, we got a licking on 9/11. And everything we'd built, everything I knew of, it was gone.
To the credit of everyone who was working at the time for the Downtown Alliance, they were all heroes. They all overcame incredible odds to work along with the workers who were in rescue and recovery efforts on the site itself.
There were all of these arguments. What are we going to do? How are we going to survive?
And the first thing we believed was important to do was to bring back retail. And if you couldn't buy a quart of milk, if you couldn't get something to eat, you could hardly spend any time in Lower Manhattan.
Our CEO, Al Gindy at the time, finally, after listening to all of the debates, said, listen, that's it. I made my decision. We're rebuilding and we're staying downtown.
We had the sense of history that we belonged in Lower Manhattan. It's been our home for 140 years. We were an anchor for the community, and we wanted to keep that going unless there were compelling reasons not to. And on the contrary, there were compelling reasons to stay.
We said we are going to build our store. Lower Manhattan will be redeveloped. We are going to make it beautiful again. And that was it.
Because of the influence of the Downtown Alliance, the goal was to revitalize, reimagine all of Lower Manhattan.
Every morning, there's a ferry that leaves at about 8:40 or so from Williamsburg. It stops in Greenpoint, it stops in Dumbo, and it's packed with our people. And they are in heaven because this didn't exist before.
Roughly 60,000 people live in this neighborhood. 800 tech, advertising, and media companies, 18 hotels. We haven't just come back, but we've come back bigger and stronger.
There's no question that this is really the heart of the city for the next 20 years.
And just want to congratulate everyone involved in the Alliance for the last 20 years and all the leadership from Carl and Eric and Liz and now Jessica and the board for believing in our vision.
I mean, they're people who could have walked away and never did, and have really sort of as a labor of love taken on our mission.
Working with the Downtown Alliance has been absolutely amazing. A great partner.
An exceptional organization.
Because you are ambassadors of downtown Manhattan. You're advocates for everybody who works and lives down here.
The Downtown Alliance is in the center of virtually everything that's happened in Lower Manhattan over the past 20 years.
And I can't wait to see what you're doing next.